8:41, and we've been lucky so far this year because it hasn't felt like December, like a typical Chicago December. Other people, not so lucky, of course. A big storm menacing the East Coast today, bringing all sorts of bad weather to all the major cities, and that could have a big impact on your travel plans. Fox Weather's Katie Byrne is with us from Boston. Katie, we've been feeling bad for you, even just getting ready for this live shot. It just looks cold and windy.
Yeah, you know, this storm is dumping rain and also bringing this whipping wind to millions of Americans who live from the D.C. up the 95 corridor. And wind's really the story for us here in Boston. When you look over here, you're going to see the damage it's already done. We heard really a big gust of wind, and then we watched this piece of the dock actually sever completely from where it started, float down the harbor, and ended up in the corner next to it somewhere is my cap. I was wearing it earlier, and that flew away too. That's in the harbor with it. So we are tracking this. The winds are strong enough that they're causing outages all along the region, New England, Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, really. Most people without power actually live here in Massachusetts. More than 100,000 without power right now, and that's been the most we've seen so far today. Next up would be Connecticut, with many out of power there as well this morning. So I've been talking to commuters here in Boston who are walking to work. They'll tell you your umbrella is not going to stand a chance against this wind.
Lousy, windy, rainy. Couldn't use the umbrella in the first half of the journey because it was so windy, but it's not too bad right here.
Now, we've got more than 42 million Americans under flood alerts, so that's something we're going to be paying attention to, especially with high tide approaching around lunchtime for us here and all along the Cape. Then we've got nearly 50 million Americans under these wind alerts. And you definitely are seeing that wind likely snapping trees in some places. That's why we're seeing all of these outages. We've already heard about water rescues in parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. It's just been a heck of a Monday for a lot of people here in the Northeast. And one thing that stands out about the storm for me is that it's actually kind of warm. We're expected to reach 60 degrees here in Boston today, near record high. So that's kind of bad news for anyone hoping for a white Christmas, because this is just a rain, windy mess, and temperatures are high. It feels almost like a spring storm. Anita?
Yeah, there's good news, bad news. And I'll tell you the thing that, of course, stands out for us when it comes to you, and that's that you had a backup plan when that hat went south.
You got to have a backup hat, right? This is my snow hat. No snow. But, I mean, it's getting a little wet.
Yeah, yeah.